welcome to the Good Fight Collective podcast. My name's Jason. This is my friend George. Today's podcast is going to be fun. We're talking about something that we're very passionate about. We're excited about. George, what are we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about retreats. Okay. And really why retreats, how retreats, our stories with retreats that have gone on. And to me, a little bit of the important retreats is Jesus kind of modeled retreats. He retreated away often. He retreated alone, but to be with the Father. And retreats can just have such powerful, powerful impacts on the persons as they move forward in their lives. So we're going to talk about retreats.
Yeah, and for sure. And so as far as the Good Fight Collective, our ministry, one of the things that we are doing is hosting retreats right now, primarily for men's groups, where it's a chance for you to get away with your brothers for a weekend and have a shared experience about your community and talk about what's going on with your brotherhood and how to maybe take that next step forward in fighting the good fight together. And it's something that we believe is a investment worth making to take the time to get away for a weekend. We've wrestled a lot with the why behind it. Like there's so much going on and so much noise, but so much. We just believe that this is an important thing that could literally help us take that next step. And it's guys to be intentional about it. And we believe that part of fighting the good fight together is that collective of coming together and being with my dudes and having some intentional time. And this retreat, specifically the ones that we've developed now, are really built around small group. After each session, there's small group time, there's questions, and the content is geared not just for the weekend, but to boost the group moving forward. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's what makes the retreats that we're doing at Good Fight Collective different from any other retreats. It's not just you sign up individually, you go show up somewhere, there's 1,000, maybe 2,000 men, I don't know. And then you go back and you look around and go, did anybody else hear what I just heard? And a lot of times there's not. This is your group that you're in. And if you're not in a group, that's a conversation for a different day. We can help you make that happen as well. But if you're in a group of men that meet on a regular basis or a semi-regular basis, you come off to the retreat together, you spend that time together. And like you said, it's geared and it's tailored for your group. There's not some big, huge speaker coming in to gonna just talk over the heads or whatever. It's geared specifically for your group. So it's a different kind of retreat that we're doing. And that's, we love retreats in general, but especially this, because I'm not sure anybody else is doing it this way.
Yeah, and we used to say a long time ago when I worked at a church and recruiting small group leaders for students, we used to say, hey, going away on a weekend retreat is like a year full of Sundays. That one retreat where you get that time just to really lean in and have that time together. And we believe that about what we're doing is that we want to create space that really matters. And to your point, I think some of the highlights for the retreat, the sessions are going to be great. I'm excited about the content, but also the bonfires at night and guys hanging out and unpacking that after they go to small group. The free time on Saturday, whether you're golfing or fishing or playing cornhole or whatever you're doing, that shared experience. And oftentimes that's when the conversations happen that are like, oh, I didn't know that. Someone goes, hey, can I ask you a question real quick? Or, hey, have I told you about? And those things kind of leak out because you're spending time together, hanging out. And a couple, maybe last year I was on this men's retreat and we were doing a little hiking. And about halfway through, I was ready to tell all my things because I didn't know that I was going to make it. So I was like, oof, man, just amazing. Just the guys that we were kind of climbing this mountain with. It was like about halfway up, I'm like, dude, I love you, man. I'm like, if I don't make it and I roll down, just love you, man. But just those shared experiences. But now I look back, those guys go, hey, remember that time we climbed that mountain? That's fun. That was great.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're a little bit concerned about going, I don't know if I got that much to say, or I don't know if I'm just not really sure. Show up and listen.
Yeah.
Wow, the power of just listening to some of the conversations that are going to take place. Ask the great questions and let somebody be known, be seen, and be heard. Wow, that's a big thing you can walk away with. We all desire that as guys in our life, to be known, to be seen, and be heard. And you can share that. You can give that gift to someone when you're away on the retreat, and you can walk away with that gift as well, of being known, being seen, and being heard.
And we've even talked about, like, for some guys, like on the morning times we have together, we're going to have some content if you want to get up early and grab a cup of coffee. But also if you want to sleep in until session and you just need to get a rest, or on Saturday afternoon during free time, if you need to snag a little nap, like, that's great. Like, we want you to come get what you need and have that time where you can fill yourself up when it comes to just your tank spiritually.
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope you get a little sense of, man, retreats are just a part of our DNA. They're a part of our passion. Yeah. And I would even go as far as maybe, Jason, to say retreats are in my blood.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so just really, really quick. I mean, I grew up in a church that we went away on a church retreats to some. Grew up in Metro Atlanta, and we went up somewhere in North Georgia. I don't even know where the camp was, but boy, I sure remember how I felt. I felt loved, I felt seen, and I felt heard, even as a child growing up and going to camps. So therefore, when I was in college, I worked at summer retreats, had an amazing, great time. And then all of a sudden, when I was 30, you know this story, I pushed everything into the table at 30 because a guy I met at 20 years old at a retreat, we bought a camp. And we said, let's go, let's do it. And it was a year-round, non-denominational Christian retreat and conference center located in the scenic foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. It just stays with you 30 years later. But Jim and I, man, we just pushed it in because we knew the power of getting away at retreats. And we hosted groups in the summer. We hosted men's groups, women's groups year-round. It was amazing. So it's just kind of deep down in my DNA. And then went back to teaching as a school administrator, especially in the private Christian schools. So 30 plus years of taking kids off. You went with us a lot of time. I'll let you tell a little bit about that. We can't tell all the stories, though. Yes, we can't tell all the stories, but just taking the kids away, usually at the start of the year, just to get to know each other. And that's the power that retreat happens. And then there's another time that's silent retreats. Silent retreats. If you haven't ever done a silent retreat, working on my doctorate in ministry, they made us go on silent retreats. Whew, that's another whole level. I would encourage folks, and we can talk some about that. And last thing I'll say about that is, I got a group of guys from high school that I see all the time for over 35 years. 35 years. We've gotten together once a year. It's a golf retreat, but we get together because we're like brothers still. Because once that bond forms. And the Good Fight Collective, a big piece for me came about with my current men's group from our church. We, a year or two ago, said, hey, let's go away to a men's retreat. Oh, yeah, this will be great. And then everybody's like, we don't want to just go sit in rows. We want to go somewhere where we can be together, where we can grow in the Lord, but we can grow knowing each other. And we looked around and I talked to you a lot about this over meals, and all of a sudden that was one of the catalysts for the Good Fight Collective coming about. We couldn't find it. My men's group couldn't find it, so we created it.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, for forever, so I served in student ministry for a long, long time, and we crossed ways early in that process, and so when you did like an FCA leader retreat, or when you were at the Christian school and did a retreat, I was honored that you invited me to be a part of those. And those were always incredible weekends away just to have some time with students. And a lot of cool memories and cool relationships came out of those.
Absolutely.
And then working, whether it was the parachurch ministry or with the church, retreats are just in the rhythm of just intentional the school year, of getting away for a weekend, or in high school ministry, you go to summer camp on the beach for a week or something like that. And the things that come out of that literally last a lifetime.
Yes.
Those conversations, those moments, those relationships. And for me, I've had the honor of being the guy planning the retreat, the guy on stage at the retreat, the guy behind the production board, the guy passing out waters. Like, I've had a chance to kind of play all these different roles at different retreats over the years. And that's what I'm really excited about what we're doing, because we're not building a personality retreat like you mentioned. We're building a retreat that's really geared towards men taking that next step in their group. And I love that we get to leverage this lifetime God's given us of experience to kind of help other people as well. And for us, it's going to challenge us too as we try to figure out our roles as we navigate this.
Yeah. So again, our heartbeat and passion, and I believe honestly, it's a biblical model for us.
Yeah.
To step away from the grind, step away from the fast and the furious. 2.5 days is really what it is, but it's worth it. I guarantee you, and I know myself when I've stepped away, I miss my wife. Been married almost 28 years. I come back a better husband, not just because of spiritual, but because we were away for a little bit. So there's so many benefits that take place from stepping away in a retreat, and then especially stepping away with the men in your small group who you're going to do daily life with.
Yeah, we just believe retreats can be life-changing, and it's a investment worth making with your time and resources, with your brothers. And so we hope that you'll consider that. If you go to our website, you'll see a retreat page, and any open retreats we have on there will be there. There's some coming down the road, but there's some that are open now.
Yep. And we custom make retreats with the experience that God's given us we come work with your church leaders, your group leaders, and we can custom make a retreat for you as well. So if any of this has intrigued you, and we certainly hope it has, because again, a retreat can just be so phenomenal for you individually as well as your group. We've got some questions that Jason's going to read out here that hopefully you'll take to your group.
Yeah, so I'd love for you to take these questions and not just think about them yourself, like George mentioned, but if you're in a group, take these with your group and wrestle with them and consider, like, what would this look like for you? So how can a retreat be a positive thing for our group? Why is it important for our group to have a shared experience together? I think that's a really interesting, what does that shared experience look like? Why do you think so many of us don't take time to get away with others? Oof. And how can our group help each other fight the good fight? So as you wrestle with the retreats, our hope is that you realize how life-changing they can be, and we want to offer something we believe can help.
Yeah, so if you have a group of men that you meet with regularly in a small group, we hope to see you at one of the Good Fight Collective retreats very soon. And if you don't, we can help you form your groups at your church as well, working towards bringing your church men's groups off to a retreat. So thanks for watching the Good Fight Collective podcast. Until we meet again, fight on.